I don't have the right answer. I could definitely make payments. I can have it paid off within a few months. I'm also on a fine agreement to make payments to another place, and so that's why I say that.
Okay, if I give you a 90.
Kansas court opens with Courtney Allen facing multiple traffic charges, but prosecutors suddenly shift the case after verifying insurance and license details. One negotiated amendment could save her from harsher consequences, while probation risks still loom ahead. Watch closely because this hearing gets surprisingly tense fast. Subscribe now for breakdowns.
Okay. Let's see. Missy, I just sent you a demand for jury trial. If you'll put them on our next available docket, our next jury trial docket. I trust they've sent that to the prosecutor. All right, let's see. We'll go on the record now. In the 13th Judicial District, the District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas, this Friday, April 10 of 2026. Our first person, our 9 o'clock docket, the first section canceled for different reasons. So we're starting the second session, the 10 o'clock session of our docket with Courtney Allen will be on the record in 2026 TR 61. State of Kansas versus Courtney Juanita Nicole Allen. Please announce appearances.
State of Kansas appeared by and through Assistant County Attorney Paulie Dean.
Your Honor, Blake Cooper on behalf of the defendant, Courtney Allen. She appears in person by Zoom.
Announcements.
Your Honor, on Miss Allen, there's been an agreement reached. Sorry, back to her file. In that regard, Your Honor, Miss Allen does have a valid license at this time. We have verified insurance, therefore the state would be moving to miss count 1, no proof of insurance, but for proof, as well as count 3, speeding. In exchange for that, Your Honor, the state would move to amend the no driver's license charge to a no deal in possession, violation of 8-244. The agreed upon fine recommendation of the parties would be $100. If she doesn't have any history with that prior offense. Court costs of $108, a booking and processing fee of $45, as well as attorney fees if the court believes that that's appropriate after inquiry. The state would be recommending a 30-day controlling sentence suspended for 6 months of non-reporting probation with the standard conditions of keeping the county attorney's office notified if they change address during that time period, pay and appear as directed, and no new law violations.
That is your agreement, Mr. Cooper?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Allen, that is your agreement?
Yes.
So to count 1, driving without proof of liability insurance, I understand that is being dismissed, that you've provided proof. As to operating a motor vehicle without a valid license, I understand that is being amended to operating without a valid license in your possession pursuant to KSA 8244. How do you plead to that amended charge of driving without your license in possession?
No contest.
By pleading no contest, you're not admitting the amendment, but you're not going to deny it and want to take it to trial. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is anyone forcing you to do this or promising you something other than your plea agreement if you do this?
No.
And you understand that if I accept your plea, you will be found guilty, unable to appeal your conviction for driving without your license in possession.
Yes.
All right. I accept the no contest plea as freely and voluntarily, knowingly entered. And Mr. Dean, I presume you have evidence that if this were to go to trial, would support this plea and charge?
I do, and I'd also ask the defense, Mr. Cooper, would you also agree that if the evidence contained in the affidavit and narrative and the complaint in this matter were presented unrebutted, then it would create a factual basis for the court to accept the plea?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I just state that Deputy Clint Hansen of the Greenwood County Sheriff's Office was doing standard patrol back on
At the 5-minute mark, the judge accepts Courtney Allen's no contest plea and immediately outlines probation conditions, fines, and payment deadlines. Even after dismissed charges, the courtroom pressure stays intense because one missed payment or new violation could revive serious consequences. Would you trust yourself handling probation terms this strict?
The 5th day of February 2026 in Greenwood County, Kansas, when we made contact with the defendant, stopped due to a speeding allegation of a speeding violation, identified her to be a driver, or was unable to identify her to be a driver's license because she did not have one in her possession. And all the above occurred in Greenwood County, Kansas.
All right. I find not only the defendant has freely and voluntarily entered this plea, knowing what she's doing, but that the state has provided a factual basis to support it. Therefore, I do find the defendant guilty of amended count 2, violation of KSA 8244, and dismiss the remaining counts on motion of state for plea agreement. I follow the plea agreement for your sentence, Miss Allen. That is a fine of $100, court costs of $108, $45 booking fee, 30-day suspended jail sentence, 6 months non-reporting probation, with the conditions that you violate no law, that you pay or appear at the date that I will give you shortly, and that you keep the county attorney and your attorney notified of any change in telephone number, email, address, basically contact information. Now, where do you work, Miss Allen?
I work at Pizza Hut.
And what do you make per month at Pizza Hut?
I just started this job. I don't know what it's going to be per month yet. I make $10 an hour.
Okay, and where did you work last?
Sonic.
Okay. I am going to waive your attorney fees, but you will have the $100 fine, 108 court cost, 45 booking fee. Did you go over and get your picture taken and your fingerprints taken and make a bond like you were told to do?
She had been in jail, Judge, the last time we were in court, so I'm sure they did all of that while she was in custody.
And I can verify that because I have a Kansas adult disposition report. So
Very good. Okay. I believe that totals about $253. How much time do you need to pay that, Miss Allen?
I don't have the right answer. I could definitely make payments. I can have it paid off within a few months. I'm also on a fine agreement to make payments to another place, and so that's why I say that.
Okay, if I give you 90 days, will that be enough? I can go 120 if you need that.
Let's do the 90.
All right, 90 days. And I'm going to set what's called a pay or appear date. If you don't have it paid in 90 days, then you'll need to be back here in court, and we're going to talk about your probation and your payments and so forth. But if you have it paid, you don't have to come see me again. So, Missy, what do you have for about a 90-day pay or appear?
How about July 17th at 11?
There you go, July 17th at 11 o'clock. If you have it paid by then, you don't have to come back. But if you don't have it paid by then, or if you violate any new laws, I'm going to have you come back too. But if you don't violate any new laws and you have it paid by July 17th at 11, you don't have to come back. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Or you have any questions about that?
No.
You pay to the clerk of the district court. And I would suggest when you pay, you send a proof to your attorney, a copy of the receipt they'll give you, so he can put that in his file. And is there anything else from either party?
no, I was just going to go over Blake, I don't know that you've been having any issues the way I do these journal entries on the plea and sentencing. Obviously, we just got the case caption, transaction code on that adult disposition. Date we're here, you're appointed, no contest, stipulate to the factual basis. Dismiss count 1 with proof, verified proof by our office. Count 3 is dismissed per plea. Count 2 is amended to no deal position, 8244. 30-day controlling sentence on count 2. Suspended for payment of fines within 90 days. 6 months non-reporting probation, 108 court costs, $45 booking and processing fee, attorney fees waived. Count 2, $100 fine is assessed. Conditions of probation. pay or appear within 90, or pay all fines and costs within 90, pay or appear on this date at 11 a.m., which is July 17, 2026. Back page is Peep County Attorney's Office notified of whereabouts and contact, as well as no new law violations.
I approve.
Excellent.
Okay, and then Miss Allen, just on a final note, because every now and then, even though I go through everything and Mr. Dean goes over it again with the journal entry, I'll get someone in here on a probation violation that claims they never knew they were on probation. So I don't think you're that person, but just for good measure, you will be on probation from today for 6 months. And condition 1, don't violate any laws for the next 6 months of any kind. Condition 2, pay or appear by that date that's in your journal entry that we've gone over, July 17th at 11. And keep the county attorney and your attorney informed if you change your contact information. You have any questions for me about that?
No, ma'am.
All right, you don't have to see a probation officer, but you are on probation for 6 months. All right, any other questions you have, you can contact your attorney. Otherwise, you can go at this time as you are excused from this hearing. It is concluded. Ms. Allen.
Good luck.
Courtney Allen leaves court avoiding jail time, but the judge's final warning makes the stakes crystal clear. 6 months probation, strict payment deadlines, and zero tolerance for new violations now follow her outside the courtroom. One wrong move could bring her straight back before the bench. Like, comment, and subscribe.